Hey everyone, this is Tim Hinton. Welcome to Roundtable Talk. Sorry I'm looking a little scruffy today. So today we're going to talk about visual motifs. I got a friend from McCall who was working on a show that his indoor drumline was doing. And he said the judges had told him that he needed to add some visuals or some sort of more visual stuff to make sure that the theme of the show was really clear. And so he was asking me how to do that. He said there were times when one group might be standing, the others were moving, and he needed something to have them do. But he wasn't sure what to do, and he had all these ideas of elaborate props and all these things to come up with visual ideas. And I suggested to him, what I always do is just come up with some visual motifs, or maybe a visual motif for the show, and simply use that. So what I told him to do is simply come up with one movement, one sort of pose or move, or something that you do that is sort of, you decide, portrays what you're trying to say about your show. He was doing a show about road rage. So we were talking about, okay, it could be as simple as do a lunge and put your fist up or something. And you look at what I do is stand in front of the mirror and try all kinds of different things and see what looks like it makes a clear visual representation of what the emotion or the thought or the concept is I'm trying to say. You might come up with 2 or 3 of these for your show, or you can come up with one like this and then come up with all kinds of variations on it. So what I told him was, you simply want to put this visual motif in all throughout the show whenever you have a moment or whenever you can add something visual to help portray the idea of the show. Very much like when you're writing music, composers and arrangers always or often use musical motifs, and we know what those are. It's like a phrase or a rhythm or some set of harmonies or something that happen over and over, and it helps to connect the ideas of the show and the music together. You know, even Beethoven's da-da-da-da was a simple 4-note motif that he built an entire symphony around. So the idea here is to take that same idea of the musical motif, use it visually, have something that recurs over and over and over in the show. Sometimes when I'm doing a whole band show, I'll just have a couple of different moves. We teach the band these moves, and then we put different ones in at different times, and we can say, okay, put in visual move 1 here. Or, okay, this time instead of lunging right, you're going to lunge left. Instead of fist here, you're going to go fist here. But the idea is you come up with some basic ideas, put them in all throughout the show to connect that visual idea to help portray the emotion and the theme of the show throughout the show. It's really that simple. You don't have to overthink it. So hope that having some visual motif ideas, plan that as part of your show concept, put those in very easily all throughout the show, and then people will help to understand what you're trying to say, and it helps to tie it all together. Thanks for listening.
Have a question for a roundtable talk, or have a suggestion for a podcast topic or guest? Go to marchingroundtable.com and click here on feedback, or here on Ask Tim a Question. Don't forget you can always find podcasts on topics that interest you by searching in our podcast archives. And when you go to YouTube to watch a Roundtable Talk video, make sure and subscribe so you never miss a single episode of Roundtable Talk.